Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
How was your workout?
It was good. Real
What's
good.
good? Yeah,
I've been lifting heavier.
good. It's good. I like how we're Marvel themed today. I got my
Hell
Wolverine
yeah.
shirt on.
And they're both X-Men. What's up?
Oh, no, and we didn't even plan that. That's
Right?
hilarious.
That's why we're
Man,
besties.
man, oh man. Yep. So, welcome back to another episode of
The Great
The
Path
Great Path.
Podcast.
Blam, 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 blam.
It's been a
We've
minute.
been MIA for a minute. I was extremely sick and we were busy.
I was like, life got busy.
Vacations, work. Yeah, I haven't been to the gym in 8 weeks. I just went, well, okay, I didn't go to the gym for 8 weeks. I just returned back to the gym last week, so
How's it feel?
I should clarify. Surprisingly, it didn't hurt the way that I thought it was going to hurt. I
That's good.
just have not had a lack of motivation, and I don't know if it's just because I've just been so drained lately. But yeah, like for the first time ever in my life, uh, as far as like working out goes, I didn't have any motivation whatsoever. Like, even in
Like
like
in a
my
slump,
having,
like a
yeah,
workout
like
slump.
even in my having, yeah, like even in my having fun times, I would still like wake up and go to the gym. Um, and I don't know. I just realized like I hadn't had any motivation, and then it was like I told myself like 3 weeks ago, like, okay, this is it. You're gonna go back to the gym because I got really sick. So I took like a whole month off, which felt weird. And then it was just like I had already taken like a week off prior, and then like I'm going into 4 weeks, and then it was 5 weeks, then it was six, and then it was just like I was just like, quit making yourself try to go to the gym and just go when you are
Do it.
ready.
Yeah.
But it felt extremely weird. In the last 10 years, I haven't taken that amount of time
I say since I've known you, I don't think you ever taken that much off. Maybe a week.
off. At the most, at
Mm-hmm.
the most. So
I mean, maybe it's good. Maybe you gotta change things up. Maybe you're just bored. Do some CrossFit.
yeah, well, and that, folks, is the end of working out. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, I was telling Jeff, remember Big Jeff from the gym?
Yes.
I was telling him because I just hired him at the casino. He's one of my prep cooks now. So I was telling him at work the other day, I was like, man, I was like, I just don't have any motivation. And I don't think it's even that I don't have any motivation. What I noticed was I procrastinate so much on my days off, or even before I go to work, that I sit there and I limit the amount of time that I can go. And I dread going to the gym. And I've never experienced this ever because I love the gym. Like the gym has been my outlet. It's been where I go and like I decompress, I get rid of stress or whatever. But I literally dread going. And then the moment I get in there and I start warming up, then I'm like, oh, why did I wait so long to go to the gym today?
It's
So
that initial just
getting
going.
over, yeah, getting
But
over
sometimes
that
it's hard.
hurdle, I've never experienced it. So it felt extremely weird. Uh, and it was kind of hard to come to terms with, you know. And I'm just like, okay,
Like have
maybe
that
I'm
hard
just
talk with
exhausted.
yourself. But that
Yeah,
could be it. I mean, you have, like I said, never really taken a break off, and
yeah,
you're not also, because like I feel like when people see other like fitness, like bodybuilders that do it for a living and stuff, it's like, yeah, but that's all they're
yeah,
doing. So they can kind of break up that time, whereas you're working full time and you're running all these things and doing all these
yeah,
things, and you have kids. I mean, yeah, they're grown now, but like even before when they weren't, it's like you were constantly doing
hmm,
something and then trying to find time for the gym.
Yeah.
It does get exhausting.
Yeah, it does. It is. It's definitely exhausting. And I just like, I don't understand how I did it back then. Like, I think about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was sitting there and I was like, I was having a conversation when I was out at dinner the other night. And I was like, yeah, like, it's so weird because the person asked me, like, does it feel weird having adult kids versus when they were younger? And I said, yes and no. I said the hardest thing was after COVID to come to realize that, like, these children that I've raised no longer really need me because they're becoming young adults. I mean, they'll always need their father no matter
Yeah.
what until they're older, but it's the responsibility really isn't there. And like, then I got on the subject of working out because they were like, well, you don't really like post very much about working out anymore. You don't really go to the gym no more. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just sometimes I feel like I don't have time for it. But then and the whole reason I'm saying this is because I look back, like, I would wake up at 6:30 in the morning. The kids and I would get ready for school and work. I'd drop them off at school. I would go to work. I'd pick them up. We'd go to the store. We'd get stuff for dinner. I would start dinner. I would go to the gym, come home, finish dinner, do homework, hang out, do laundry, clean dishes, and everything. But I had time for the gym an hour and a half to 2 hours a day when my life was extremely busy. And now that I don't have that routine of having to do
That's
that
what it
with them,
is.
I find it very hard to manage my time to go to the gym.
It is harder like when you don't
I
have a
mean,
routine. I feel like when you have a
yeah,
routine,
yeah,
because I did better even living over there when I worked a job that was the same days. I had all the same days, same time. So we always went to the gym at the same time. We always, I went to work at the same time, same days, had the same days off. Whereas
yeah,
now, I mean, I get it done, but it is harder. And I noticed myself too, like having to
mhm,
really push myself, like today, because I went to the dentist this morning. So I was going a little bit later to the gym.
yeah,
And when I got home, I was like, I
yeah,
don't even want to go. But what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. But my routine is just,
yeah,
I don't have really a routine anymore because every day is different.
no. And I think that's where like I've struggled over the last year too, is because, in the industry that I'm in has been so up and down, and at a spur moment, you think like, oh, you have plenty of employees, and the next you know, this person's sick. Well, this person came to work and they got this person sick, so now you're down two people. Oh, and by the way, this person's going to be late because their kid's
Hmm.
sick, and it's just like it's just a constant yo-yo. Like 2 pay periods ago, I did 13 days straight.
Oh my gosh.
So it's
Well,
like,
then,
when
yeah,
am
because
I going to
like
go to the gym?
it was pretty steady when I was still over there. And then I have noticed
Yeah,
like the last year, it's been like your days off that you're supposed to have off and you no longer have them off anymore. Or you get called in or you're getting,
yeah,
because so and so
yeah.
called in.
I
And
mean, look at when you were in town and we were all supposed to go to dinner.
hmm.
I literally my phone's blowing up as I'm in the middle of my massage appointment with Laurel. I timed it to where I could go to dinner with you guys, but then I had to go straight from my massage appointment to work and work the rest of the night on my day off, and I missed the last day dinner because I had to be there. And it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, now I'm starting to piece everything together. Like, the more you actually like, sit back and analyze your life, you can see where like you're
Things have
missing gaps.
changed or
Like,
different.
yeah, yeah, getting up and going to work. Like, I was wondering, I'm like, every Monday for the last 3 weeks, I've been waking up with the worst headache. My head is killing me on Mondays. And I'm like, to the point where I was like, I don't want to go to the gym. Like, I feel nauseous, my head hurts. And then I realized this last Sunday, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to work, and I'm staying to work until like 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Then I'm coming home. I'm eating like one meal. I haven't drank very much water, but then my body's so used to staying up late that I end up not going to bed until, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then, but my body's also used to waking up early. So I'm waking up at 8 o'clock
Oh
in the
my God.
morning, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I think this is why, like, I'm getting such a bad headache because I didn't have enough caffeine and I didn't have enough water and I didn't eat enough food. So like I'm dehydrated by the time I wake up because I've expelled so much sweat throughout the day of running around and not replenishing those fluids. And I'm just like, you got to drink more water. So this last Monday, I realize I'm going on a tangent now that I've been talking because I looked at the time and I'm like,
You're
I
fine.
have not stopped talking for 11 minutes,
You're fine. But it's a good topic.
but I have,
Everyone experiences it.
but I, but I've blinked 782 times.
Those eyelashes.
Yeah. But yeah, I realized that I have no routine. And partly the reason why I texted you earlier and told you like I wanted to talk about this because I think it is very important that you have a routine. Um and I wanted to talk about like even though your routine gets disrupted, that's no excuse not to do what you have to do for the day.
Yeah, I actually I started to make a reel about that, like my morning routine. I just have to piece it all together. Because I literally was thinking about it. It's like I've been doing the same morning routine forever. I mean, I've added things in, like certain little things here and there in the morning, but like for the most part, it's like the same. And it's been the same for years and years. And that's just what works because
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
don't, I get more done that way. But if things
Yeah.
don't go according to plan, then I gotta shift them around. I still get shit done. Or try to at least.
Yeah. And that's what like I basically told myself too cuz like I'm working more mornings now. Like 4 days out of the week, I'm in there in the morning. So I'm
Oh, that's
getting off of
good.
work between like five. I'm getting off of work between 5 and 7. And I already told myself I was like, if you get off of work at 5:36 and you're too tired to work out, you're still gonna go do cardio.
Something light at least,
Like
yeah.
that way, something light, yeah,
And at least
something
you're
light.
getting in the gym. And
Um,
so then it's part of the routine. Even if you might have just did cardio or walked for like, 30 minutes, like
yeah.
at least you're in
hmm
the gym and you'll start building up that routine again.
hmm Yeah. So I'm like, you're gonna go down there. I'm like, I don't care if you just keep a bag in your car and you just go down that way. Like you're gonna go down there. Because I just literally just I need to like working and not working out and being sick and not eating right. I put on like 20 pounds,
Dang.
25 pounds.
Well, I know mentally too,
Yeah.
that gets to people like when you're used to going to the gym, like it's good for your mental health as
hmm
well as your physical health.
Yeah. Well, I noticed too, like I'm a little bit more crabby and my patience is a little bit shorter. I am a little bit more irritable. Uh, so I'm just like, you need to go back to the gym. You got to get that out of you.
Yeah. The
So
frustration,
I'm
anger.
gonna, yeah. So I'm gonna develop a new routine, come up with a whole new diet plan, and
Diet sucks.
kick it off. Because I'm an old man now, so
You're old.
I gotta make sure I gotta make sure I start taking care of myself,
Yeah, next thing you know, you'll be
and
50.
maybe get a tan because I know I'm 9 years away from 50. Is that not crazy to
That is kind of
say?
crazy. Oh my gosh, you're getting old.
Yeah, holy shit, that's a real realization in real time that people are gonna be able to. Damn, 9 years away from 50.
Yeah, I'm 9 years away from 40.
I
My
wonder if I'll get
goodness.
a senior discount on my action figure collecting.
Oh my god.
Clip
That
it.
whole, like, yeah. Get a special card for it.
hmm I'm like, do I get a discount? No, I'm just kidding. So, well, there's no real movies or anything that we can talk about or no shows
No, nothing's been
because
out.
nothing is out. Um, Agatha All Along is coming out in like a
All
week
that.
or two. So, I finally convinced Angelina to watch Game of Thrones,
Oh Lord. Is she
and
liking it?
it she finished it. She binge watched it. She
Oh,
literally consumed her days. Like she would stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching episodes.
I remember I could
Yeah,
do that.
like yeah. And then it's so funny because I'm at work and I'm just getting like random text messages like, "What? What? Oh my gosh! What? No way!" and it was cool to see a show that I liked and I've enjoyed because I've watched Game of Thrones like all the way through like six or
Like
seven
a
times
million
now.
times, yeah.
Yeah, so but it was cool to experience it with somebody that's never experienced it before, and then it be your kid too. Like that was still fun. Um, but now she's like, "Damn, now I don't know what to watch," and I'm like, "We're gonna watch Sons of Anarchy."
Have you started the new Cobra
So
Kai season? It just
no,
came out.
I haven't watched it since like season two, maybe season three.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm caught up with it.
Yeah,
But season five, they're getting wild. It's one of those things like you guys should have
are
ended
they?
it the last season because now it's
Yeah,
over the top and it's just too much. Where I'm like,
yeah,
this isn't believable anymore. Before it was believable, even though they had the
yeah.
karate gangs, but like they're getting a little crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna finish it, I
Mm.
think, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll watch it just because I started it, but I really honestly I haven't had any time.
Yeah, to actually watch things.
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to talk about health and nutrition. Uh, what do you think is one food item that you absolutely can't live without while you're dieting? Because I know it's hard for people, so I wanted to like talk about that and talk about how like you can enjoy things that you not necessarily need while you're dieting, but you have to have it in moderation. So what's one thing that you really miss while you were on prep?
Mm, prep everything. I feel like no, but I am a big popcorn person. I love popcorn, and I have to have it in my house at all times. But there are better option popcorn ones that are less calories and just like three ingredients, so it's not terrible for you, so it's doable. Even not on a prep if you're
Or
just like tracking your food.
yeah, or make your own popcorn at home.
Or that, yeah. I have a popcorn machine. I just haven't used it yet.
So do I. I got one. One of my old employees bought one for me years ago uh, as like a Christmas present for the kids. But popcorn,
Yeah, I love popcorn. I'm obsessed with it.
yeah.
Like I just
When
ate
I was on
popcorn
prep,
before this. Just a
yeah.
little snacky snack.
What when I was on prep, the thing that I couldn't go without, that I craved crazy, was Taco Bell.
I
Like
feel like I did too.
I literally craved it. Like I thought about Taco Bell while I was on the treadmill. Like I could go get me a BP 5 layer burrito, extra red sauce. I'm like cheesy crunch wrap supreme, you know.
And you literally dream
But when
about
I'm
them,
yeah, but
about food.
when I'm not dieting, I don't even think about it. I literally don't
Isn't
think
that
about it.
crazy? Yeah. It's like because you're not
Yeah,
as restricted. So it's like you can have other things that
yeah,
kind of like curb that craving, I guess.
yeah. Like in the last 3 years, I've probably had Taco Bell 4 times.
Same. I
And
don't remember last
I've
time I had
only
Taco
had it.
Bell.
Yeah, I've only had it once this year, and it messed my stomach up so bad that I was like, I will never go back.
Yeah, because I
Never
think
will
I've only
go.
had it once this year. It was March, coming back home from California. We were driving from the airport. We stopped by Taco Bell to grab dinner because it was late.
Yeah,
And that's the last time I've had Taco Bell. I almost had some today. I really did. I was leaving the dentist, and it's an hour away because I'm getting the stupid Invisalign for my bottom teeth because I got to put this tooth back in my socket. It's the whole thing. But I'm like, I'm kind of hungry. And then I drive by and I was like, Taco Bell. So I was like, no, just keep going. You don't need Taco Bell. Because I'm like,
yeah,
what if it messes up my stomach? And I'm going to be pissed the rest of the day.
yeah. Well, and that's just where it comes into like make better choices. Like the other day, me and Angelina drove down Oro Dam, and we were looking at everything. I was like, "You want to eat here?" She's like, "No, not really." I'm like, "You want to eat here?" She's like, "No, not really." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm not really feeling anything." And then we're like, "Let's just go to Rayleigh's." So we went to Rayleigh's, and we literally bought. She bought for herself for dinner 2 oranges, a poppy, for her drink, um, a bag of jerky. What else did she get? We bought protein banana muffins. I think she got like a bag of almonds.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
And she was just like, yeah, this sounds good. And I was like, okay.
I'll say it's not
So
terrible.
I got, yeah. So I got meatloaf and some potatoes. That way, at least I had some protein and stuff.
Meatloaf and potatoes.
I don't know why I've been on a meatloaf kick. This is gonna
Ugh.
sound it's gonna sound really, really weird, but this is what I like to do. And if anybody's listening that hasn't tried it and you're thinking, you should definitely try it because it's actually really delicious. I'll get the raw tortillas that you can get at Walmart that aren't cooked, so you cook them at home, and I'll cook them on my comal, and then I'll cut the meatloaf up into strips, and I'll lay it in there with some cheddar cheese and wrap it up like taquitos, and it is so fucking
So you make a
delicious.
meatloaf taquito? Oh my
Yeah,
lord.
that's some hometown buffet fine cuisine.
Oh my
It
gosh.
tastes
Can't say I've
it
done
tastes
that.
really really good. And it's
And
like,
I
but
can't
that's
do
the way my
meatloaf.
brain works. That's the way my brain works. I'm like, I got to get protein and I got to get carbohydrates. What can I
That's
eat
me
quick
too.
on the go? And I'm like, a tortilla's got, 30 grams of carbohydrates. Roll that protein up in that tortilla.
I guess I have
So,
done that, but with like just beef and cheese and like, because I'm like fats,
hmm
protein, and carbs.
yeah, literally throw some avocado in there and you're good to
Ugh.
go.
I'll pass on
Yes, I
avocado.
know. You would think that now that you're a little adult, that you would have little adult taste buds, but
I like some
no, you still
seafood
don't.
now, so that's a grown up
What?
taste bud thing.
Shrimp? Shrimp?
No, I ate clams the other day. Was it clam? Oysters.
Okay, I was gonna say that. Did you like the oysters?
Yes. I like oysters. I
You
like
did?
mussels. I like, yeah. Um, sushis.
Did you put Tabasco on them?
Ew, no. I don't like
No?
Tabasco.
Oh.
They give you a little sauce. I don't know what it was, but and then like a lemon or a lime or something you squeeze on it.
Did you chew it or did you just swallow?
So I've had oysters before, but it's been a while and I forgot. So the first one I started chewing. I was like, huh! And the girl's like, "You're not supposed to chew it. You're supposed to swallow it." I was like, "Oh yeah." And then after that, it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, don't chew them. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I was like, holy shit, she's eating seafood?
Yeah. So my taste buds
So
have changed
funny.
there, but I don't think they'll ever like avocado. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
I
31 and
it's so
avocado is
funny.
just
Yeah.
disgusting.
I literally I literally was thinking about that. And I was talking about it the other day at work with was I don't like spicy food. I never have. My whole life I haven't liked spicy food. But about a year and a half ago, I love spicy food now.
Ugh.
Sriracha, I put that shit on everything. Have you ever put sriracha on spaghetti? It's
No, I don't like
delicious.
spicy. I'm
It's
not a spicy
delicious.
kind of
It's
person. No,
delicious
thank you. I put
on your
ranch on my
pizza. Either
spaghetti.
was I.
It's
And
so
that
good.
was another episode of the Gray Path Podcast. Goodbye.
Oh, even though ranch is so awful for you.
Anyways, we're going to ignore that 37 seconds and talk about. Did you see the Welch's Grape Ghost that I got the other day?
Yeah, I'm not a big grape person. I love grapes. I don't like grape flavored things. They always taste funny. They taste like medicine.
It tastes just like the juice. It was
Really? Hmm.
creepy. Yeah, like I just
I have to
drank the
look for
second
one.
one really fast because I was like, this tastes too much like the juice. This is weird. It's like it was nostalgic. Like I was like remembering like it took me back to like being a kid watching like He-Man on the floor, eating my bowl of
Drinking
fucking
your
cereal
juice.
and drinking juice. I'm like, I have the power.
Oh my god. Back
So
in my day.
yeah, back in my day. All those years ago, 40 years ago when I was one.
Oh my god.
30 years ago.
So long
30
ago.
years ago. I know. So when you think 30 years ago, I think the 70s. I don't think the 90s.
Oh, that's weird.
It is, right? It is.
Yeah,
So,
because when I think of 30 years ago, I wouldn't go straight to the 90s, even though I know I'm 31, but
yeah, no. Yeah. Uh,
weird. Time's
it's
weird.
odd, definitely. Time is weird. So, what was, can you remember what your first meal after competing was and what you ate and how enjoyable it was?
So, first show, um, what was my first meal? I think it was pizza.
It was.
Okay, yeah, so it's pizza. But then I remember, so that was on a Saturday. So Sunday, the next day, I ordered more pizza, like a full box of pizza, and I had like a bunch of candy, and I think I made myself, oh my gosh, a pina colada at home. And I remember you're like, now be careful, like don't just go eating all that food because you're gonna get sick, and then all this, you're not used to it. I'm like, you don't know. You knew, because I did. I got so sick. I ate all that pizza, I ate all the candies. I think I had Reese's, I had a couple other chocolate candy bars, and then pina colada. And I was just stuck on the couch the rest of the day. But it was good.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
second time I didn't do that. I think I did have pizza again, but I didn't go home
Yeah.
the next day and have like a full thing of pizza. I learned my lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, we ate at the food court that night.
Yeah.
I remember we got like chicken strips and French fries
Yeah,
and a
chicken
slice of
strips.
pizza. And the one thing that stuck out to me that whole night was the people who were upset that thought that their girlfriends looked better than you, and them arguing with the judges,
Were they arguing with
intoxicated.
them? See, I didn't see that. I
Yeah.
didn't care,
So
honestly. I was
there
just
was
thirsty and hungry.
Yeah. So, and I mean, and this isn't me like bashing anybody by any means. Like, one of the girls went on to become pretty successful in bikini. I think she's won a couple of shows and stuff like that. But it's just like, you can always tell the new people in the industry and the people that have never competed who hyper focus on certain aspects, but don't realize that it's a whole package. It's a total package. Like, you could have, certain parts of you that are phenomenal because genetically you just are able to pack on muscle and shape muscle better. But in the long run, like, it's your posture, it's your poise, it's your smiling, it's your bikini and how your bikini
Your hair, your
complements
makeup.
this, your, yes, all of that. And people don't take that into consideration. It doesn't, I won't give away one of my little tricks, but I mean, you probably remember what little trick and how it drew all the eyes over to you. Little things like that you don't know.
Yeah.
And it just, people are just like, like, oh, my girlfriend's skinnier. Yeah, well, she also looked like a beanpole. Like, she had no glute development.
Yeah, she also looked like a beanpole. And then some of
You
them
know
that
what I
just didn't
mean?
have the
That's,
posing down, which I get for your first one.
yeah.
Posing's hard.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That's why we practice so much. Like,
Hmm.
practice, practice, practice. You practice. And anybody that's thinking about competing or is getting ready to compete in their first show or anything, practicing is just as important as lifting, as dieting, as your cardio. Like,
Like,
you
put as
have
much
to do
effort
it.
into the posing and practicing as you do to the diet and the workout.
100%, 100%. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna show. Your confidence level is gonna show because the moment you hit that stage and you have hundreds of eyes, if not over 1,000 people staring at you, depending on what show you're at, you're gonna forget or you're going to
Hmm.
be a deer in headlights. And it's just like, oh, hit that marker, and it's just like, oh, wait, I've never been on this stage. I don't know where the marker's at. Well, why didn't you the night before check out the stage and see where you had to walk?
Yeah. Or at
So,
least have, because once you have your routine down, it's easier too if you've never seen the stage. You don't look at it. At least you kind of have an idea of where you need to go ish.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's important. It's extremely important.
Yeah, but when
So
they were all getting mad and stuff, I was just worried about food and water. Like,
yeah,
get something to me
literally.
now. I
Mm-hmm.
think you already had water for me though. That was like
Yeah,
feed.
I did. I had the plan. It was so funny too because it's just like even like with another competitor that I got ready for a show. I told them like once you guys go down, you don't stop pumping up. Like you keep using those bands. Take this band with you. And while they were backstage with the other bikini competitors, um, she said like they were looking at me funny, like what are you doing? And she was like the third person on stage, and everybody's just kind of looking at her and kind of looking at her because it takes a little bit of time. And by the night show, everybody was doing exactly what she was doing, and it's just so funny because it's just like you don't think about those things. Like a lot of people just have the general idea for like bodybuilders and bikini competitors that oh they just go to the gym, they get a spray tan and they go on stage and they do this and that, and it's just like no, you
Hmm.
don't realize that your day is literally calculated from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep when it comes to water consumption, food consumption, sleep,
What you're eating, when you're
everything
eating it.
just yes, and how manipulating the body can be thrown off by just the slightest amount of the wrong item at the wrong time.
Mhm. It's wild.
So definitely is. I love it though. Talking about the gym makes me want to go to the gym.
Good.
But
You're
after
welcome.
this, I'm going to take a nap.
I mean, you have tomorrow off too, so you're
No,
fine.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to take a nap. I'm going to go to the gym. I already drank my pre-workout right before we got on, so
Smart.
but I had to charge my phone and charge my headphones because they had died. And I was like in the gym the other day, and this person was having the dumbest conversation. And I was like so mad that I allowed my headphones to die because I had to listen to them because they were in the exact same spot as me the whole time. And I was just like,
And they don't play
there was a
music there.
moment where no, and there was a moment where I just wanted to turn to them and be like, this person telling you what to do doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I've had moments like that.
But I was like, you know what, Manuel? It's not your concern. It's not your problem. Let them work out wrong. They'll figure it out.
I mean, yeah, people eventually do. That's been me, and the last two times I've been in the gym, I forgot my headphones. Like today, I was like, yes, they play music over there, but it's just not the same. And then you hear
Yeah, it's not.
everybody, and I'm like, ugh, this is
Yeah.
stupid.
For anybody that doesn't know, Mariah listens to polka music while she's working out on full
Polka
blast.
music. That's and everything.
Hmm.
Polka
Yeah,
music.
she's got the she's got Beauty and the Beast soundtrack playing in her damn headphones while she's working out.
Give me
The Little
musicals, give me
Mermaid.
Disney.
Yeah, you
No,
know,
those are what gets me pumped up, and then I listen to rock music because it keeps me. So
yeah,
I gotta start with musicals or Disney, and then it goes into music.
yeah. Provisions is doing trivia night again, and it's so sad because it's on Wednesday nights, and I could go, but I don't have anybody to go with.
Stupid. I do miss trivia nights. That was so much fun.
I know it was. It was. I found a house out in Ohio.
Did you? Where at?
Yeah, it's like 50. I don't know the part, but it's like $55,000. It's like a two-bedroom house on 6 acres.
That's not bad. What the heck?
Yeah, and it's like rustic and like um, it looks like a cabin kind of like the way that it's built. But it's pretty cool. And I was like, damn, on 6 acres for 55,000, that's cheap.
Yeah, that's super cheap.
Yeah, I was like, holy smokes.
I
So,
mean, there's a lot going on over here. You can find yourself a good
uh,
old Ohio lady.
I'm like, you need
Crickets.
to be a gun tote. You need to be a gun toting, zen dipping,
Oh
all
my
American good
gosh.
old girl. She was like, we're gonna have four locos at our wedding.
It's actually, there's a lot of gym girls. There's a lot of,
We're gonna have a monster cake.
you can find yourself a girl that's into figures and stuff, since I guess, like you said, all the figures are over here.
I know, it is very alarming. Like, you live so close to so many of these like different conventions that I want to go to. And I'm just like, damn, I'm like, I am coming to the realization, like, I am living in the wrong state. Like, California is dead. Like,
Yeah.
this used to be paradise and the place that everybody wanted to live and everybody wanted to go. And literally everybody is leaving,
Yep. There's not much left. It's too hard to live
and
there
then,
too. And so all the big companies too
no,
are
yeah,
leaving and
yeah,
they're finding their
yeah.
places to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they're taking out $700 to $800 every 2 weeks in taxes, I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? I'm like, why am I paying $1,600 a month in taxes
Yeah. Like for what?
for them to be like, you still owe us some money at the end of the year?
Yep. Ridiculous.
And I'm like, how do I owe you money when you've taken all this money out? So, but anyway, that's my 37-minute tangent. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. Working.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking, I was on, you know how, okay, I know you have the Legos and you have your little figures and all that or whatever they are. But I'm gonna be a Lego investor. I've decided. And I am gonna do it. I'm gonna start buying the Legos and I'm going to be holding on to them. Now, there's this guy on TikTok, I saw this whole thing about it. And he's got a whole spreadsheet of like what's going out, and he what he buys and all this, and he just makes a living off of that. And I'm like, I can wait a year or
It's
two to start making a little bit of money. I can do that.
people people didn't like it's an people don't realize the value of certain things because, one, we're adults. Okay,
Yeah.
let's face it. You know what I mean? So it's just like anybody that knows that I collect action figures and stuff, they're just kind of like, what? Like, what? And I'm just like, yeah, like, but it's what I do. Like, the same people that are judging me for doing this spend all their money on alcohol
Yeah, right.
or
It's stuff
or
you're doing
buy
adding value.
or buy motorcycles and that sit in the garage the majority of the time because they're so busy working that they can't hardly ride them, and then they go out and they ride them a little bit, and then the chain breaks and then they can't ride it, and then the
Or the
tire
weather's
pops, or you know
bad.
what I mean. Yeah, yeah, like, oh, I have a boat, I own a boat. Okay, cool. How often do you take it out? Oh, like 7, maybe 10 times a year. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so you're paying a registration for this boat that sits in your garage or sits on the side of your garage 10 months, 11 months out of the year. And you have to pay for insurance for that boat, and you have to have a license for that boat. So you're paying
Mm-hmm.
all this money for that, but you're only using it maybe 10 times a year. And then something breaks, and then you have to go get it, looked at or fixed. Okay, cool. But
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
wild.
The value definitely does accumulate.
Well, that's what the guys, I always
Um,
knew that, like understood that, but I guess I didn't understand it how much it did until this guy just went down a rabbit hole on whole thing. And yeah, so he was just like, even in the recession in 2008 and 2009, like when the housing market went down, because everyone wants to get property because
yeah,
it's great to invest in property and all that, which it is. But he's like, when the housing market crashed, he said people were still buying Legos. He said they were still
yeah,
spending hundreds and hundreds on these Legos that,
yeah,
they stopped making. That, like, I think one of the Star Wars ships, I forget which one it is, but in 2008, it is now worth $15,000. That's mind blowing to me. It's a Lego set. But I'm like, okay, like, I'm willing to do this. I can spend a little bit of money, save these things
yeah.
for a couple years or whatever. And okay, yes, it might not make
The cl-
$15,000, but
yeah. The Cloud City set that I saw at Toys R Us back in the day, that was like $150 at the time that I passed on multiple times is now worth like
Isn't
$10,000
that freaking crazy?
boxed. And that's boxed. Out of the box, it's still worth another $7,000.
That blows my mind.
And so if you break down how much that is versus the percentage the markup is now, you're making, you know, hundreds and hundreds of percent more
Mm-hmm.
than you would have. So yeah, definitely.
It's wild.
But I
Yeah,
mean, like
I've been
even
looking into
older,
that and
even
researching it.
yeah, even older sets like I have Bo Katan's Fang fighter, but the one before that that was pre Vizsla's, it's going for a couple of $100s, and it was only $59, and it's only been a
Mm-hmm.
couple of years. So can you imagine what it's going to accumulate till later? Yeah,
Blows my mind.
yeah, it is wild,
But
wild,
it's been
wild,
interesting
wild.
learning about it. Like I said, this guy's got it all down to
Yeah,
science. That's just what he does for a living and what he's made. I mean, he's been doing it a long time, but like his strategy and stuff,
yeah,
I'm like, that just is crazy. And then he just has a spreadsheet that's just like, these are what's going out in 2024 that I'm going to purchase. Like, so if you look
yeah,
at it, this one's only
yeah,
19.99. This one's only $30. This one,
yeah.
I mean, the bigger ones are like $100 or $200, but like, okay, what's $200? And in a couple years, it could be, thousands.
Well, look at the Big Bang Theory set. Nobody really bought the Big Bang Theory set because everybody complained it was $80. Now that it's not at retail anymore, it's going for like $400, and it's only been like 2 years.
Yeah.
So
And people freaking buy that
you
stuff.
know,
That's the part that
yeah,
blows me away. But I'm like,
yeah. Well, like even look at like so I collect Masters of the Universe. I started back in like 2017, and they literally just did like two little figures, one of He-Man and one of Skeletor, and it grew into Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, all these different sets. Well, when you're buying the individual little figures, they're only $4.95. They're each individual figure that you can't find anymore is anywhere from 20 to like $75 a piece because
that's
people
crazy.
got into it, and now the demand is there. So it's like
Yeah.
you're turning a huge profit off of plastic,
Yeah.
and you're able to, you could have
And
you
that
could have
that
spent
has so much
$50.
value compared to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 'cause that's what I mean. Because Randall and I have looked into investing because it's good to invest in something or whatever. And then when that came
Yeah,
across my TikTok, I was like, that is wild because it's a toy, like it's Legos.
yeah,
But like he said, even in the recession, he's like, that's the one thing that people that invested in it were still making money because people are still buying it. Because
yeah.
there's people out there that want it. Yeah, maybe the housing was going down, but you know what? They didn't suffer because they're still making money off Legos.
They they just did a study. They just did a study in the end of 2023, the beginning of halfway through 2024, and they're saying that the adult collector is carrying the toy industry right now because so many young kids aren't into toys. They're into video games.
Mm-hmm.
They're into they're into
And
watching
electronics.
people on YouTube, yeah,
Uh-huh.
play video
Yeah, kids are
games.
weird into
That
YouTube.
yeah, and that the adult collectors are the ones that are holding up the toy industry necessarily, and we only take up like 10% of them, the amount of the market. So it's kind of crazy, but it is definitely true. If you buy a car brand new and you drive it off the lot, it automatically depreciates
Yep.
in value.
But a Lego set
You
doesn't.
know, you know what I mean. If you sell your car, you're not going to be able to get a return, profit wise, percentage wise, as you would with a Lego set or an action figure.
Hmm. Well, that's what this creator is
It's
saying too. He's like, it kind of makes me mad that people are out here working 9 to 5 jobs and busting their ass. And he's like, and I'm making more money than them by buying and selling Legos, toys essentially for people. And he's like, and I am making so much money off of this where these people are busting their asses all day long and they're not making anything. And I was like,
did
okay, that's what got me like my little mind thinking. I was like, Maybe I should look into this. Like I said, I know it's not going to happen overnight. It's a long-term investment, but that's investing in
Yeah.
anything, even property or any of that. Like it's going to take time. But
Did you hear?
worst
Did you hear
case,
about the? Go ahead.
I'll say worst case, if it doesn't work out, I'll have kids or give away the, it's just Legos.
Yeah. Did you hear about the drug ring down in L.A.? How they were cleaning their money?
Mm-mm.
They were buying Lego sets and then reselling them
Oh shit.
to clean their money
Yeah.
to make it clean money. Yeah. This house got busted, and they had over $400,000 worth of Legos in this house
That's crazy.
that were bought with drug money to flip.
That's wild. I mean, they knew it. So
Yeah,
basically what you're saying is get into drugs, sell drugs, and then buy Legos and flip them. All right, deal.
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But it's true though, because I mean, okay, so like for example, I have one comic pack for Star Wars that I bought at retail in 2012, 2013 for 10.99. I looked it up on eBay. It's going for $1,300 if I wanted to try to sell it.
It's freaking wild. Well, that's the thing too. Like when I've seen at Comic Cons and stuff. Now that I went to one, and so now I see all the different Comic Cons like that pop up. But,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the people selling comic books. I was blown away, and that they actually sold one for like $12,000, or one was like $20,000 for in the package comic. I think it was like a Batman or something. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but I'm like, and he was like, yeah, we just sold this one. I'm like, what? What do you mean you just sold that one? Like somebody came in with $20,000 and was like, yep, I want that.
Yes.
Nerds got
Yes.
money.
A original rocket firing jetpack Boba Fett sold at auction not too long ago for $27,000.
That's insane.
Somebody bought a original issue of like Superman or Batman from back in the day for like 2.1 million.
Oh my god. See, that's what I'm saying though. I didn't get into
Yeah,
all that.
a 15-cent comic book. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
So,
I know I was looking through all my
but
old comics and stuff. I'm like, what's still in
well,
packages over here? Nothing.
yeah.
Well, what
I
do I
have
got?
an
Do I got anything good in
autographed
this?
Yeah, I have an autographed 30th anniversary Avengers comic from one of the illustrators that's just
Should
been
look that
sitting
up.
for years. Shall we do Star Wars
Yes.
conversations?
Star Wars Conversations. Telling you that I'm gonna be a millionaire. Just you wait.
A
Yup.
milli. Well, you are the same height as Little Wayne.
A
A million here. It was so funny. So Zoe got her wisdom teeth taken out on Monday.
who?
And when she was driving, so when she was driving home, they were recording, and she's like all frowny, frowny, frowny. And then a Little Wayne, I think it was a Millie, came on Little
Yeah, that
Wayne's
song.
song, and she just starts grooving and dancing, and she's just like mean mugging, but she's all sedated, and she's got blood drooling out of her
Oh
mouth.
my
It's
god, poor
hilarious.
girl.
It was so funny. All right, what's all the conversations?
Okay, first one. What is it? The galaxy. Would you rather live underwater like the Gungans or on a space station such as Starlight Beacon?
Well, I'm
Kind
afraid of
of.
drowning, so I would say a starlight beacon, which
I
is
don't
ironic
know.
because I love to swim
Let's say
and I've
I
saved three people's lives.
really. I didn't know you like to
Yeah, when I
swim.
was younger. Mhm. I'm aquatic.
You little fish. I do like water though. Like I don't know if I'd want to live in it though, because I like the ocean and stuff. But I
Yeah,
think I don't know. I probably have to stay on the
yeah,
starship.
I wouldn't want to live in it.
I'd
No.
like to go visit. Like give me the little breath thing that the Jedi's have,
Yeah.
and let me just go down there for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit in that little bubble. I'll go hang out with them. But I'm gonna go back to dry land.
Next one.
Characters. Which Star Wars character is most like you? What traits do you share? Thought that would be a hard one.
Really? For you, Jar Jar Binks?
Okay, I'll take that. Sith one. Did you watch the
No,
Galaxy, whatever that one is,
N-
Rebuild Galaxy?
not 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 yet. I've done 10 hours, 12 hours every
No.
single day for the last 5 days, so haven't
Well,
had
when you
time.
get a chance.
No, I would say,
Cute.
yeah. For you, I would say R2D2
Oh my God,
because
thank you.
the character the character was spunky and like sassy, and the height.
Like, let's be real. We're just the same height.
Yeah, literally.
God, who
So
would you
for
be?
myself, I don't know.
I don't know either. I
I don't
feel like your
know.
own little person.
Yeah. I don't think people like get the real justification of me because I don't allow a lot of people to know anything. Like, Lena had this shirt and it said like I'm more personable or something when I'm online, or like more of my personality comes out when I'm online because like I do feel I forget sometimes that we're recording, like, because this is just what we do, me and you, we like BS. Well, now we're recording it, and like
Hmm.
sometimes it hasn't like processed in my head that this is going out to whoever wants to watch it, and they're going to know more about me than I allow people to know in my own real
You
life.
have opened up a lot more. When we first started this, I know you're like, ugh, because it was
Yeah,
weird and different because I did think about that too. I'm like, this is going out to like everybody. Not that I'm saying like millions
yeah,
of people are watching it, but still, it's on internet. But you
yeah,
have opened up a
yeah,
lot more and got more comfortable with it for sure.
yeah. Yeah, because I even like I've had certain encounters where people are like, "Oh, we've watched your podcast. We've watched your podcast." Like tell me
Does
on
it make you feel
Instagram or
weird?
whatever.
You're like, ugh.
Um, I don't know. I haven't really like processed it yet because like it happened the other day too. Somebody came back to work that I know, and they're like, "Dude, I've been watching your podcast. Like your information about Star Wars and stuff. Like it's really cool and stuff." I was like, "Oh man, thanks for being a listener." And then it's just like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
But see, I put
What's
so
the
many
next
embarrassing
question?
things online that I don't care. Wait, no, I do you.
Yeah.
I would say you're a mashup of
Okay.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. They could be one
Oh
person
yeah.
because like you have your moments where you're all
Okay.
wise and you're all very like maybe that's the dad in you. You're very dad-like, but then you also have the Obi-Wan qualities where you can still be fun and like brotherly and just like you know a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
I
mashup.
like that. I dig that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
maybe a little Vader in there too, but
Yeah, if people at work would say anything, they'd be like, "He's the emperor."
less people at work. Ooh, okay. Technology. Who do you think has the coolest looking helmet in Star Wars? Hard one.
Well,
There's so many cool
Vader's
ones.
iconic. Vader's iconic. Um, can I do top five?
Yeah, you can do top five.
Okay. So Vader, Commander Cody, Rex, um, Boss from Republican Commando, mm, Boba Fett, or any Mandalorian.
I will say any Mandalorian. Come on.
Yeah.
I gotta
Like
say,
even just looking,
do
go
you?
ahead. Even just like looking at my Mandalorian set up above right now, like all their helmets are cool in design.
I was looking at Bo-Katan too. I was like, that's kind of cool. This guy, a little
Yeah.
off subject, but one of my buddies was snapping me. He's like, oh, my buddy, he's like really into Star Wars, yada yada yada. Like he said he got a helmet from like Galaxy's Edge, and I forget what it was. I think it's like Stormtrooper. I'm like, step up your game, bro. From Galaxy's Edge, no. Anyways, um, yeah, that's what I was thinking. That Bo-Katan. But I do have to say,
Yeah.
this will be probably not. I like the Stranger's helmet. I thought that was a really cool helmet and acolyte.
That okay, so that was pretty cool. I
I
mean,
liked it.
so again, so if anybody watches our podcast, they know that we also collab with Tyler on their podcast and the H. I
HAB
don't.
podcast.
Yeah, HAB. I don't know why I always want to say HEB.
It
Um,
stands for hater ass bitch.
HEB because no, I know, but I always want to say HEB because
At the store.
of the store in Texas, and that's where
Yeah.
like my mind reverts every time I say H. I don't know if it's out of the way my brain is programmed, but yeah. So we were talking about that on their podcast a couple of weeks back, and I mentioned that I didn't like the show so much that I'm not buying any of the action figures. Like I've passed on them. I've seen them in the store every single day, but it's funny because there's a pallet that dropped at Walmart and nobody has bought those action figures out of the pallet. It's still full of the Acolyte figures. Like
People
not
that
one
wanna.
is sold, and it's been there for 4 weeks. But the stranger was a cool character.
Yeah.
Saul and the stranger out of that show was cool. I
Yeah.
liked both of those characters.
And
Um
like I
and
said, I
I
liked the
took
helmet design. I thought it was unique and different. I mean, like I would
yes.
go with
Yes.
Mandalorian helmets too, but I don't know. Out of
Yeah.
all of them, I think that one was really just it was different.
Yeah. And like I now that I've had some time to think about it, Saul is Qui-Gon Jinn if he started to teeter to the dark side.
Oh, they're barking at the neighbor dogs.
Okay. We interrupt this for a momentary silence because of the dogs.
I was making sure my neighbor's dogs weren't out because my other two dogs are out, and their dog
Yeah.
likes to brush the fence. But we're
Yeah.
good. We're good.
They haven't gotten used to each other yet.
No, I don't think they ever will. I think they're
Well,
just
that's
always gonna hate
unfortunate.
each other. We're growing grass though. The grass is getting really high and like thick, so we're hoping, but it takes like a year for it to come completely in. But every once in a while
Yeah.
they let their one dog free roam and whatever.
Yeah. And he's like ha 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 ha
Yeah,
ha ha.
basically he runs the fence, but
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I
Anyways,
did like this. I did like the stranger's helmet.
yeah, it's cool, different.
Definitely. Definitely, definitely. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get off.
Okie dokie.
This has been another edition of
The Great Path Podcast.
like, comment, subscribe. If anybody
All the
has any
things.
questions, comment below and we'll answer them on the next one.
Yeah.
So,
I'll do
yeah.
another question
When
box.
may the force be
Bye.
with you. Bye.
Always.
May the force be with you.